and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Here, and it is Sunday. You know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old outlaw, that old KG outlaw, Waylon Jennings. This is the time of the week where we wrap it all up, and this another busy week. If you guys missed weekly purchases last week, you missed an all-timer. Go back, check out that video. Absolutely unbelievable San Diego Comic-Con week haul out of last week's weekly purchases. Not quite as big this week, but way too big for what it should have been after last week, as we are getting backed up on the channel like we've never been backed up before. Like I always say, check out the Patreon. I know, but anyways, there's a lot of videos on the Patreon. I can't get all these onto YouTube right away, so I am working like a madman. Patreon members can tell you, multiple videos. You get 3 videos on YouTube a day, you're getting 3 to 4 to 5 more on Patreon every single day. They'll eventually get out to the masses, but I don't know when. We've got a backlog. We got a lot of stuff. We got probably 200 plus videos on Patreon that are not on traditional YouTube right now. So there's a heck of a lot going on. So if you want to support the channel, you want to get some of these things earlier, much earlier in a lot of cases, check out the Patreon. And of course, August, a new month, so a new Patreon giveaway. Target exclusive, Adam Cole, baby, will be the August giveaway on the Patreon. So check out the old Patreon for all the details, all the fun, all that kind of stuff that we're accustomed to right there. So Patreon out of the way. Now we can get into some of the other things this week that have got going on there. We've had a lot of videos on the channel this week, as you guys know. Tons and tons of content. We've been all over the place with things, but there's been a lot of wrestling. We unboxed Legends Series 19 on the channel this week. Unmatched Series 7, we'll talk about that more in this very video. We unboxed Adam Cole, the Target exclusive we just talked about. We also unboxed Big Rubber Guys, Matt and Brian Series 1. Junkyard Dog, top 5 was our top 5 this week. Of course, our usual Jack's Class Superstar video of the week every single Tuesday. T-Rex Battlefield Warrior, an all-time figure. Check out that one if you missed that. We did that on Monday this week. We did Dusty and the Crimson Guard Python Patrol Edition, Target exclusive G.I. Joe Classified. We unboxed both of these on the channel this week. Super 7, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Dragon Zord, San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. There we go, more than a mouthful right there. We unboxed that on the channel this week. Logan Paul Ultimate Edition, we unboxed that on the channel as well. We also did Skeletor, the New Adventures version from Target. We unboxed that this week on the channel. Just a heck of a lot of stuff going on at all times on this very YouTube channel, as you guys know. And then, of course, we closed off Friday with our usual figure hunt we do every single week, once again, here on the channel. So content for days, all kinds of stuff going on. I always say it, put the cape on me. I'm like a young James Brown of YouTube. That's what I am at the end of the day. I won't stop, can't stop. You know how it goes. And I will say, too, talked about it in Toy News yesterday. If you checked out Toy News video yesterday, a lot of ranting, a lot of raving going on that one. So if you like fired up business, Kyle, that was the video for you. But I am going to PowerCon next week. So next week, Columbus, Ohio, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is PowerCon. I will be out there. Well, what does that mean for the channel? It means a heck of a lot of content from out that way, of course. But weekly purchases, Toy News, I'm probably going to, as of right now, I'm penciling in for Thursday morning. I'm going to get up early Thursday. I'm going to knock a video out. I'm going to do a combined weekly purchases Toy News video. I think we'll just put them together into one video, old school style for some of you longtime viewers of the channel. We'll do that and we'll put that out, but who knows? We might just skip it all together. We'll see what happens, because there's going to be a lot of content from PowerCon. We'll have toy hunts, of course, PowerCon itself, just a lot of stuff going on. So stay tuned. Once again, make sure you do subscribe to this very YouTube channel. We just hit 32,000 subscribers. Thanks to everybody to subscribing to the channel all these years, 2-3 years. What are we at now? 3 years on the channel? I think so. And like I said, hardest working man in show business. Nobody takes a break. I don't take a break, that's for sure. So we will see what happens there in the future. But we just hit 32,000. That means a brand new top 10. Have to figure out what that is going to be. So stay tuned for that. But a lot of content to come on the channel. I do appreciate all you guys and gals out there sticking with me and all that kind of fun stuff as well. So now next up in the weekly purchases, we've got the Jonathan Frakes question of the week.
Have you ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city?
This week's question is an all-timer. Well, not really. Ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city? An interesting question, I guess. Have you ever visited a Chinatown section in a major city? I have one that pops into my head right away, and there's probably been others, but back in 2004, or was it 2005? 2004, 2005. You play with it, play along, choose your year. My wife and I went to New York City, and we went to the Chinatown area there, and we hit up some Chinese food, and it was really good Chinese food, from my memory serves me. The one thing I do remember about Chinatown, though, in New York City at the time, maybe it's still this way, maybe it isn't, I remember people having blankets, like these huge, big, like quilted blankets on the sidewalk, and they would unwrap these things, and there'd be like DVD cases taped on the blanket, and it would be like bootleg DVDs of stuff that was currently in the theater. Here was the movie. It was like, I don't know if it was a handheld, a screener, whatever, but people were bootlegging movies on the streets in Chinatown. On like every turn, there was another blanket rolled out with all these, and it's like, $10 a movie, whatever it was. And then the cops would come, they'd roll their blanket up really quick, and they'd be off. But that was what stuck with me the most for the New York Chinatown at the time. I don't know if there's so much of that bootlegging going on anymore. I don't know if people are looking for DVD screeners and stuff in this current age. But back in 2004, 2005, all the rage is what it was. So there it is. There's the question of the week. Now let's get down to it. Let's get down to the weekly purchases. All right, let's get down to business. I think we got at least 2 rounds of weekly purchases this week. And let's start it off with, I guess, wrestling. Hot through the door. We got Brock Lesnar, Ultimate Edition, the Walmart exclusives. We'll try to get to this in the next week or two. We'll see what happens. We got Brock right there coming through the door. Speaking of Ultimate Editions, Logan Paul, currently on Patreon. Maybe it's on traditional YouTube by now. You never know what might launch on YouTube, but we do got Logan Paul, the Ultimate Edition. Finally got these from Mattel this week. So I got one, of course, and I got my mid-on-card one as well. So I got 2 Logan Paul Ultimate Editions through the door. Man, oh man, what a figure. I'm not really the demographic for Logan Paul, I don't think, but I can see a good figure when I see a good figure, and that figure is absolutely next level. So check out the review on that, as we always do say here. Not done with Ultimate Editions. It's been a wild Ultimate Edition time on the channel. Got Randy Orton, of course, through the door. Ringside Collectibles. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10%. Got this one. Got my mint on card one this week. Got my damaged one to unbox last week. So I got those. So I got Randy Orton ready to go. But a lot of Ultimate Editions on the channel here in the next couple of weeks. We got, of course, Randy Orton. We got Logan Paul. We got Brock Lesnar. We unboxed Eddie and Ray, the other 2 Walmart exclusives. We got the Ultimate Warrior redo. I still got to do that one. We'll do that on the channel as well. So a lot of good wrestling Ultimate Editions on top of the Legends and the Unmatched we just did. Just a lot of stuff going on right now. Man, busy summer, no doubt about it. So there you go. Now here's the one that's going to be an interesting one. I think a lot of people will be looking forward to this unboxing. I guess for good or bad, it's good Major Pod found out about the issues with these figures before I did, because I don't know what kind of a gigantic meltdown I would have had on the video if these would have broke in front of me. But I haven't unboxed them yet. We'll see what happens to mine. I can only discuss from what I know from mine as far as unboxing. But we talked about it yesterday in the toy news, all the press releases and some of the feedback and things. I broke it all down. Pretty passionate about all that kind of stuff. But we'll see what happens with mine, as I am planning to unbox all these. But we do got Larry Zbyszko, of course. Larry Legend, as he's known. And then I got the Chase edition as well. So we got Larry right there. Got the black and red edition. Got Roadblock. And then we got Jonah, of course, Bronson Reed. So I got these 4. We'll probably do 2 separate videos. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out when I unbox those on the channel. Of course, they'll be on Patreon first, as usual. But man, oh man, just a really tough go with those. Rooting for the best, but boy, it's going to be a tough road to redemption there for Rush Collectibles. Well, we'll see what happens. Can only talk about mine when I do get them out of the package. So stay tuned to that one there. How about a little bit more wrestling? I talked about these earlier. We got Hook. We got Neville. Man, this is Neville. Pac. We got him. We used to be Neville. We got him, of course, one of the best ones of the set. Definitely check out that one. We got Ray Fenix right there, of course. You got to have him without his brother Penta. We got Penta right there. And then we got Thunder Rosa and CM Punk, the LJN edition. We got those guys through the door this week. I already unboxed them, got after those right away. So check out Unmatched Series. Brand new on the channel, all went up this week. And then, of course, the rankings to come. So make sure you check out that video when the time does come. Got this off of eBay from Figure Collections. I didn't get a carded version, but they had a loose sale on some of these. And I did pick up the Retro Luna Vachon. So I picked this one up. Would have loved to have it on card, but figure I'll save some money, get a loose one, so we won't have an unboxing or anything like that. But definitely an interesting figure. There's no doubt about it. But I got that through the door as well. So Luna Vachon, welcome home. Welcome to the collection. There you go. I've been working on some displays and stuff, trying to get ready for the new room tour video, of course, coming probably the end of the year, something like that. We'll see what ends up happening. Of course, maybe November for Patreon. We'll do that way earlier for you guys. We'll see if I can get to it. But some changes going on, a few things here and there. And one thing I did buy on Amazon Prime Day, I chose the slower shipping to save an extra %. We talked about it last week. Was in no rush for this. Hey, a penny's a penny at the end of the day. It all adds up. But I did get these 4-step display risers off Amazon. We'll see if they're any good or not. I'm planning on using these for some of the retro style figures, so we'll see what happens with these here. But I did pick up a few of those and a few other shelves. This weekend I got a plan. I might go up to Target. We'll see what happens, but trying to really plant the finishing seeds on my collection. I'm not close to out of space yet, but I'm close to out of space as far as my displays and how it's going to be set. So I'm about ready to, I think, invest and do a little bit of that math, check your measurements, things like that, build my final display areas, and then it's just going to take me a couple of years probably to fill all those things up. And like all these detolfs, if I condense everything and squish it all up, I'm going to have a heck of a lot more room in these as well. So I'm not close to out of space, but definitely out of space for displays, if that makes sense. So we'll see what happens. And, 5 years from now, there's going to be probably some more That's So Hard to Say Goodbyes. We do those every once in a while on the channel. We're probably due for a new one of those here fairly certain in the next couple of weeks. And I got an idea of, I think, what I'm going to be doing. So stay tuned for that if you enjoy those videos. Much more to come there. But got some display plans in the works here. How about a chair shot? Specifically, Tim at a chair shot. Good brother out there. Been watching the channel for a heck of a long time. And man, he did one of the nicest things. He gets the Good Brother Award of the week this week. As he sent me this Wayne Manor, he sent this to me out of the goodness and niceness of his heart. Of course, he's went down to clearance at Target. He was lucky enough to have some of these at his Target on clearance. Man, all the Targets I hit, for whatever reason, none of them. And he knew, he saw the figure hunt videos. He saw me complaining, where's this Wayne Manor? What is going on here? Seeing these bat boats all over the place, but no Wayne Manor. And he sent me one of these out of the kindness of his heart. So I got to give a big thank you to Tim out there. Very nice of him, very generous of him. Definitely didn't have to do that, but I definitely do appreciate things like this. It does go a long way, that is for sure. So it means a lot, and I appreciate him sending that to me. So thank you once again, Tim, for sending this to me. So there we go. How about this one? I forgot this last week in weekly purchases, so we're grandfathering him into this week. It's the Ultimate Warrior. You guys saw last week's fig hunt. I hit the honey hole of all honey hole Walmarts. It was just crazy. Everywhere I turned, there was something new, including this Ultimate Warrior. My wife, she said she had the time of her life. It was the greatest fig hunt she's ever been involved in. Yeah, maybe not. But it was fun for me, that's for sure. But Warrior came home. Had to get Warrior. We'll see what happens with him. I did pick this up. I hear this one's kind of hard to get. I don't know. It's Splinter from the new Turtles Mayhem movie. Now, Mutant Mayhem, it was all the rage this week as the movie finally came out, and my daughter Elle and I decided to go to the movie. So we did actually see this movie on opening night, and I gotta say, didn't change my life. Not sure if I would watch it one more. There's very few movies I would watch more than once, but it was worth the time, I felt. The animation took a little bit of time for me to get used to, and I think a lot of us are this way. Where did you come into your Turtle fandom? What year, what avenue, what medium? Of course, for me, it's the original OG cartoon. That's what I fell in love with, and whenever I think of Turtles, that's what it goes back to. So it's hard for people like me, okay, to adapt with these new things. But then you got little kids out there. We got to understand this is their Ninja Turtles, and it looks like we're going to get a second movie as well. So I did really enjoy the movie for what it is. Will I watch it again? Maybe not. Was it worth a visit? Yes, I feel it was. It did make me want those figures a little bit more. Now I kind of feel like I want to complete the bad guys. I don't need all these repaints, all these different ones, but maybe Leatherhead, Bebop, Rocksteady, Superfly. Maybe I'll pull the trigger on those. We'll see what happens. But I felt like I needed Splinter, and people were saying Splinter's kind of hard to find. I actually saw 2 of them this week, so I don't know how hard or how true that is. But I said, well, better safe than sorry. I'll get this one right now. So I did pick up old Jackie Chan himself, old Splinter. So check out that movie if that is something you're interested in. There you go. Hasbro Pulse coming through this week. Green Goblin, Mary Jane Watson 2-pack, the old VHS retro style 2-pack through the door this week. Always do enjoy those. Got that one there. We'll unbox it on the channel eventually, like everything else. How about NECA? NECA finally coming through this week. Got all my San Diego Comic-Con pre-orders. Of course, I got my second creature from the Black Lagoon. I got to reach out to my dad to see if he wants. I didn't want him to miss out on this and really hate life. So my dad might need one of these. If not, maybe we'll do a giveaway on the Patreon in the future. We'll see what happens. But San Diego Comic-Con exclusive creature from the Black Lagoon. I kind of don't like this being the first creature. I kind of wish we got the ultimate creatures and then this came out later. Kind of is what it is, though. So the creature through the door this week, of course, the San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. Got a great one, 2023 Comic-Con exclusive, Alf. Oh, my boy, Alf. One of the all-time greats from the 80s. If you were a kid in the 80s, you loved yourself some Alf. Heck, we all love Alf. But I got the Alf exclusive through the door this week. How about Greta in her showgirl dress? We got the wedding dress last year, showgirl dress this year. Gremlins 2, the new batch, of course, Greta. So I got that, of course, this week. And then a big one here, Kino with Scooter in the pizza box. Talk about next level packaging right here. Oh my goodness, you guys know I love a good pizza. Some circles I'm known as the Pizza King, as we do know. And of course, pizza reviews up on Patreon every single week. But man, Roy's Pizza, I'm here for this. Can't wait to dive into this one here, this whole box set, everything that's in there. Now, the Turtles movie pack of the 4 Turtle figures was not in the box. I believe that is shipping separately. I have a separate tracking. It's supposed to be here sometime today. We'll see if that happens. I guess we'll talk about that in next week's weekly purchases, but a little nervous they didn't all ship together. So I'm like, that's all I want is have to track down a lost package, but we'll see what happens right there with that one. And then we're going to finish it up for round 1 of weekly purchases. I got this from Best Buy, the Sinja Patrol Bot right there, the Best Buy exclusive through the door this week for the last Ronin, of course. So there it is. There's round 1 of weekly purchases. Let's turn our attention to round number 2. All right, let's get after it. Let's get down to round number 2 of weekly purchases. And this week, Guardians of the Galaxy, Moondragon, Drax the Destroyer, as I throw it around here, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive through the door. Man, this Drax is an all-timer. I can't wait to dive into that Drax figure. Very, very cool looking figure right there. We got that. I did get this from Amazon Prime Day. Finally came. I think it was something like $13. Man Cake. Everybody loves a pancake superhero, don't they? Sure, why not? Dived in here. Of course, you guys know I dabbled in Fortnite, especially when they're on clearance. Picked this one up. Thought it looked really, really cool. So, Man Cake, welcome to the collection as well. Oh boy, I saw this one. Of course, Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 10% all in-stock items. $79 and above does ship free. Longtime fans of Entertainment Earth know that. It was $39 ships free. Was recently $59 ships free. Now they moved it up to $79 ship free. I think that tells you what's going on in the world right now. But I ended up getting my Ronnie James Dio Funko Pop. Not a big Funko Pop guy, but I am a Ronnie James Dio guy all day long. Give me all the Dio figures. I'm here for old Ronnie James Dio. You guys know that. Where am I going to put Dio? I guess I'll put him right here in the front. There it is. But I had to pick that one up. There was no messing with old Dio there. So sign me up for Dio all day long and twice on Sunday. How about we continue on a little bit of Batman here? Caught me at a weak moment at Target. Picked up this brand new Page Puncher Batman. There he is right there. Batman. Of course, you can't have Batman without Robin. Robin looking definitely interesting here. I don't know what's up with this Robin there. So we got Robin. And then, of course, Mr. Freeze, freezing everybody. A very interesting version of Mr. Freeze as well right there. So I picked up all 3 of those. Couldn't resist. Knocking things over as well. Couldn't resist. Picked that up. Also picked up another Moss Man. Of course, I got one. Still haven't unboxed it yet. I need to get around to unboxing that one. It's on a long list of stuff to unbox. But I got my Mint on Card version here this week as well. And we're not done with He-Man. Ramen Toys, one of those controversial third-party makers out there. I did finally, and this is one of those things I forgot I even ordered, but I did get my He-Man Masters of the Universe head. So these heads work with Origin. One of them works with an Origins figure. The other 2 are for the Masterverse figure. just a little bit better Dolph Lundgren head. So we'll unbox that. We'll do a little video on those on the channel as well eventually. We'll get to it all eventually, like we always do. Clearance, you guys know I'm a sucker for a guy for clearance, and clearance going on at Target and Walmart's pretty heavy right now. Picked up a few DC McFarlane figures fairly cheap for $8 each. No Aquaman in my collection. I said this Aquaman will do for now, I guess, so I grabbed this Aquaman. And then I grabbed the Flash Cartoon Edition. Grabbed both these for $8 each. I'm a sucker for a cheap McFarlane figure for whatever reason, so picked up both those at my local Walmart, or one of the local Walmarts. And then finishing off, looks like we only got a couple of things left here. Brand new Super 7 Ultimate Editions, Radiation Ranger, Junkyard, and the Toxic Avenger. Got all three of these this week. Gosh, just a sucker for these. We'll talk about it when we do unbox them on the channel, so stay tuned for that. I was not a huge Toxic Crusaders guy, but I was a huge Toxic Avenger guy from the movies. Old Lloyd Kaufman representing. Trauma Films, of course, Lemmy in many a Trauma film as well. I'd never heard it for me to have Lemmy in a film, that's for sure. But we got those three as well this week. And then the final piece of the puzzle was an Amazon Flash deal, and I think a lot of collectors took advantage of this one. I was on the fence of getting it way back in the day, passed, came on sale this week. I pulled the trigger and said, I'll pull the trigger, ask questions later. We'll see if I really need this. But it is nice because in ways it is 2-in-1. If I don't want this, I know 2 little girls in my house that will enjoy this. It is the Bratz car. Of course, the Bratz convertible. A lot of people using this for Eddie Guerrero. A lot of people using this for figure photography. I picked it up, $30, a big, heavy thing. Of course, got lights on it, all that kind of stuff. So definitely interesting. For $30, you really can't go too bad on this one. And like I said, I don't want it. I know 2 little girls that might be interested in playing around with it for a while. So the Bratz car, the final piece of the puzzle this week. So there it is. Weekly purchases. What did you pick up this week? What did you find this week? Anything exciting? Anything you're playing the long game on? Anything you picked up? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, you made it this far. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Always helps this channel. Like I said, we hit 32,000 subscribers this week. Thank you guys and gals out there for helping that with the channel. We'll have a special top 10 this week. I'll have to figure out what that's going to be, but we will have that going on this week. So stay tuned for another fun top 10 on the channel. Don't forget about Patreon. Talked about Adam Cole. Talked about all these videos that we got that'll be up there early. Check out the Patreon, your best way to support the channel. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. Don't forget social media, SirPaul64 on X, _Kyle_Peterson on Instagram and Threads. So you know what I'm doing. I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.